Tonight on Haunted Homes, we visit a house in Lincolnshire whose owners say they've lived with ghosts for the last 15 years.
If there was somebody standing there, I don't want to know, do you know, I don't want to see it there.
I was very worried at the time it was the Grim Reaper.
If I think about it too much, eventually it'll probably consume me.
We're sending in the Haunted Homes team of experts to investigate. Ghost hunter Mark Webb, Professor of Psychology Chris French, and psychic Mia Dolan.
I can hear doors being bang, 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 bang.
And if a ghost exists, Mia's task will be to expel it from the house in a clearing ceremony. Prepare to be terrified at what they find.
Oh.
An amazing 68% of us believe in the existence of the paranormal. More people now believe in ghosts than in God. Tonight, we investigate a former vicarage that's been home to the Devlin family for 4 generations. They're convinced that ghosts of soldiers billeted there during World War II are visiting them. The first member of the Haunted Homes investigation team that we'll send in is Mia Dolan, one of Britain's leading psychics.
The psychic just means that I cover different areas in the paranormal. When I'm working as a medium, it means I'm working directly with spirit. I speak to ghosts. I speak to dead people.
Everybody has spirit guides. Some people call them guardian angels. Same thing, just different names. I have Eric.
We have a bond, we have a link with our guides, that when we need them, they can be there. There is no sense of distance or space in the other dimension. If I need Eric, I just call him.
Built in 1902 for a local vicar, this 10-bedroom Victorian house is now home to the Devlin family. But during World War II, the house was commandeered as an RAF HQ, where soldiers were billeted before being sent to battle. Many would never return. The house is something of a legacy to the Devlins, having now been home to 4 generations of their family. Lloyd is the youngest, and he already has unsettling stories to tell.
I hear walking sounds a lot. The most recent was the first time I returned to the house in army uniform. I heard the sound of someone running in boots. The landing is about 2 or 3 meters long. I heard about 11 footsteps, really heavy, and I don't know anyone who can walk or even run that heavily with as many steps over 2 or 3 meters. So it was something really quite strange.
And it wasn't just Lloyd who'd had strange experiences. His grandmother Carol had noticed things from the day they moved in.
When we first moved into this house, and when you're laying in bed at night, you hear these heavy footsteps on the floor above you, and you know that nobody's occupying that room. You can't give an answer for it. So that was the start of it.
Someone else who was there at the beginning was Karen, Lloyd's mum, who was only 15 at the time.
We'd be upstairs, you know, just playing, messing about, and sometimes you'd notice that a box would get knocked over when there was nobody anywhere near it, and sometimes we'd hear people on the landings and there was nobody up there, and general noises that you couldn't really say where they'd come from or who'd done it.
Karen's younger sister Lisa has a theory about these incidents.
I think they might be here because it was connected to the war. Because of the boots, we gathered that it was some kind of military connection. Mum said that she'd been in the toilet one night and she'd heard the sound of loud aircraft. She said that it lasted quite a while.
It was somewhere about 2:30 a.m. and suddenly this noise started up all around me. Running, voices, and then the roar of planes, as if they were in my back garden. And then everything stops and it's silent.
I said, I don't want to know anymore. I can't take it, I don't like it. So she tries to play it down for me, but I know that there's more goes on than she lets on to me.
Despite Carol's best efforts, her children couldn't help but notice things. And for Karen, this feeling of unease settled on one particular room.
I've never liked it much. It quite often feels like you're being watched in there. I got the feeling that something wasn't right in that room, and it was only recently that my mum actually told me that a child had died in that room. That kind of makes it worse when you know those things. I don't tend to linger in that room if I can help it.
Karen's misgivings became even more pronounced whenever she went to the top floor of the house.
There's a kind of balcony behind the stairs as you're going up. Even from the day we moved in, I've never wanted to look up the stairs as I've walked up there. And I never look, I just look at the carpet, because I've always felt as if there's somebody leaning over the balcony watching me. And I just scurry across the landing and go in the room, shut the door. If there was somebody there, standing there, I don't want to know, do you know, I don't want to see it there. I've never felt welcome up there.
But someone did feel very welcome as Karen started to see a mysterious dark figure around the house.
Quite often I've come down the main staircase and thought that I saw someone sitting in the chair. Not a person, not what you call a fully formed person, just sort of out of the corner of your eye, just like an outline of a person. Assumed it was my mum sitting there, because she often nods off in that chair, and then gone round the corner and bumped into my mum. And of course you go back and there's nothing there. It was a little bit unnerving.
It wasn't long before Lisa witnessed the dark figure as well.
I went down the stairs one night from the top landing and I looked into Dad's bedroom. He was asleep on the right-hand side of the bed. And I saw a man dressed in black leaning over his bed. I thought, I didn't really see that, did I? And I stopped. Then I thought I'd either run or I'd take a few steps back and have a look. I thought, no, I'll be brave on this occasion. And there was nobody there. I was very worried at the time it was the Grim Reaper because it was dressed in black. And I didn't ever tell Dad because I was so worried for him.
With the looming figure apparently making a direct threat to the girl's father, the family is anxious but hopeful that Mia can solve the mystery.
It would be nice to be able to go anywhere in the house and not feel even the slightest bit intimidated by what's in any of the rooms or on the landings.
I'd like Mia to get rid of all of the ghosts that are in here. I don't know what's in there. I just know that they make me scared.
It's our house. It's not theirs.
We gave Karen Devlin and her son Lloyd a video camera so that they could attempt to record some of the phenomena they have reported. They start off downstairs.
We're in the front room now, and I think most of the family have seen somebody sitting in that chair. And I've often thought that I saw somebody sitting in that chair. We're going upstairs in the dark.
Karen and Lloyd make their way upstairs.
Round about somewhere here, I always look behind me, and then come to here.
Yeah.
And then I'm just right about now out of view of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Here's where I run.
Now, you see, I'm getting really freaked out standing here again. No, I can't. No, I can't do it.
But despite her fears, Karen persists and enters the back bedroom, the room where the baby had died.
I feel like I'm being watched. This is why I've got my back to the wardrobes, because I feel like there's somebody watching me from the wardrobe. No, I can't sit in here. We're going to have to get out.
I don't like it here anymore.
Starting again from the bottom of the house, the pair return to the back bedroom.
I don't like this.
Lights.
Put the light on.
Have to go for lights.
I can't go in there with the light off again. Right, okay. I always feel when I come in here that I'm not welcome and I should get out.
The Devlin family, who live at the former vicarage in Lincolnshire, claim to have supernatural visitors, including the ghosts of World War II soldiers. They've contacted the Haunted Homes investigation team, hoping to end their nightmare and discover if they really are being menaced by phantom guests. Karen and Lloyd Devlin have been recording a video diary. They're trying to get footage of a mysterious dark figure that they claim has been shadowing their daily lives.
It wasn't just your average house. There was, you know, something weird going on.
Karen is convinced that she is being stalked by a so far unseen presence.
I feel like there's somebody watching me from the wardrobe. No, I can't sit in here. We're going to have to get out.
I don't like it here
No,
anymore.
get out.
And one particular room is proving to be a serious problem.
Dare we?
I dare.
No, you see, no. As soon as you've opened that door. No.
No?
No. Just let me hold on to you a minute. Where are you?
Right here.
Right, okay. No, no. No, no.
No?
No. Don't feel welcome in this room at all. I feel like I'm being watched. I feel like someone's basically trying to tell us to get out. Oh God, I've got goosebumps because I can see a lady in that mirror.
No, it's... No.
No, honestly.
No. Oh, hang on.
Can you see a lady in Victorian dress in that mirror? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Door's open.
Fuck me, get me out of it, get me out, get me out. Go, 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 go. No, I can't stay in there. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck me. Sorry about the swearing.
Karen and Lloyd make a final attempt to overcome their fears and try for a successful visit to the back bedroom.
So, we're now going back into that room.
Okay, I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
You have to step into the room.
Yeah, okay, I'm in. I've got both my feet in. Oh, it's a bloody mirror again. I'm not scared. Okay, I'm not going to look in the mirror this time. I'm going to sit on the end of the bed.
Having finally managed to stay in the room, Karen has one final thought about the experience.
We don't like being upstairs.
This video experiment terrified Karen so much, she's now too frightened to return to the bedroom. The family are determined that the terror they feel is caused by their menacing, supernatural visitors. But coming to the rescue are Chris French, a professor of psychology, paranormal investigator Mark Webb, and psychic Mia Dolan. Mia is the first to arrive in Lincolnshire, one day before the rest of the team arrives. She makes her way to a neutral location before she meets the family to study some objects from the house using a process called psychometry.
Hopefully, by feeling these different things, I'm going to be able to pick up enough information that will sort of give me a forerunner, a warning, a taste of what I'm going to find when we get to the haunted location.
Having already identified an ominous feeling from the objects so far, Mia moves on to a brass cast of a bear.
I get cold, really cold. It's ice cold, so it's not building up too well. It doesn't feel good. Now, the one I've been interested in the most, I haven't touched it yet, is the one in the middle here. It just looks like a box. I really wanted to pick this one up and left it till last. And I get a soldier with this, and I open it up, and it's got like an old watch and a ring. But I don't actually need to be holding these to get any information because it's so strong. I'll do it from the box. There has been problems from this watch. Who owned it, where it was. So what this has all shown me, it's not a good It's not a happy place. It's not a comfortable place to be. So we've got a serious situation on our hands.
The following day, Mia arrives at the Devlins' house. It's the first time she's ever seen it, and apart from the psychometry objects, Mia has no prior knowledge about the case she is about to investigate. Mia tours the house, looking to detect the presence of psychic energy.
That's interesting. As I walked in, I thought I saw a figure on the stairs. I probably did see a figure on the stairs. I don't want to make contact. This is always a moment of truth. You're walking in, is it haunted? Has it got an activity, presence? Yeah, I feel sick. The place is starting to wobble to me, and I want to go straight into the left. Heart rate's gone up. Let's go in here. Feeling very off balance now. Shadow by a door, shadow by a chair. So somebody's been in here watching television and they've seen things in this corner. And when you're sitting in this room, you can hear the upstairs when you know nobody's upstairs. So we've got to go upstairs.
So far, Mia is correct in her read of the house. Several family members have reported seeing figures in the armchairs, and strange sounds from upstairs are a continual theme here.
What's in here? I'm being pulled into this area, into this room. And what I'm looking for the centre of activity. It's not here.
It appears that any forces in this house are continually one step ahead of Mia. She follows them upstairs.
It's never really at the top, but my head's starting to throb and I'm feeling a bit wheezy. I want to go over here, which is probably the emptiest room in the house. And yet there's activity in this room. I can hear doors being bang, 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 bang. There's lots of different people here. It's like nothing stays the same, things change. Many people have experienced stuff in this house. And those experiences and that fear is what I'm picking up on. And because it's so many people have had it and been scared, it's like it's causing a backlash effect. So not only have we got a haunting or a ghost, we've also got all this psychic energy left over, all this anger and fear and negative emotions, which is making it hard to pinpoint it. But this room is one of the rooms I'd be very interested in doing a visual in. I need now to go down, because Eric, my guide, who never normally helps me at all on this sort of thing, is actually telling me to go down.
So Mia is drawn back downstairs to the back bedroom.
Oh, that's interesting. As you walk in, you can feel it in the pit of my stomach. Somebody's seen a figure standing at the end of the bed. This will be the room where they say a figure has been seen in the room and it scared them. I think either in the chair or by the end of the bed.
Again, Mia is on the money. Not only was a spectral figure seen in the mirror just 2 nights ago, but while an elderly relative was visiting, she had reported seeing dark forms at the end of her bed.
It's getting more and more interesting. You mustn't make contact with it, okay?
Despite the confusing read of the house, Mia feels that there is definitely something present there. She's identified the lounge, the back bedroom, and the attic as the paranormal hotspots. Mia is accompanied by our very own paranormal investigator, Mark Webb.
I call myself a paranormal investigator. What that means is I go to reputedly haunted locations around the UK and try to get some sort of scientific evidence that ghosts do actually exist. I like to think that one day I will actually capture the video footage or the photograph, which is going to prove to everyone that ghosts exist.
Skeptic Chris French, Professor of Paranormal Psychology, will look for a rational explanation.
I'm a psychologist with a special interest in the psychology of ostensibly paranormal experiences. Whenever you come across a report of some kind of ghostly activity, there's a whole list of alternative explanations you need to rule out. Might, for example, be that someone is misinterpreting naturally occurring sounds. It might be that they've experienced some kind of hallucinatory state, such as sleep paralysis. It might be a hoax.
Mark and Chris arrive in the haunted home's Winnebago, keen to meet the family and learn something about the alleged haunting. After meeting Karen and Lisa, they go straight upstairs to the back bedroom.
Right, this is the room that I never feel welcome in. We were here filming the other night, and I thought I saw a mist in the mirror that looked like a lady. It kind of freaked me out. But we actually came in here 3 times, and every time, as soon as the door was opened, I get goosebumps, and it's almost like someone's going, get out, you know.
I haven't seen any figures in this room. I have in one of the other rooms, though.
Well, maybe we can go and have a look where that was, can we?
The girls take Mark and Chris to the bedroom where Lisa claims to have seen a dark figure.
Which side of the bed was your dad on?
On that side.
On that side, and the figure was on that side of the bed, leaning over?
Yes, it was actually leaning, sort of stooping over the bed.
And could you make out any features?
No, it was a defined figure, but because the figure was bent quite far over, I couldn't actually see a face or anything else.
And your dad was asleep at that time,
He was,
and he
yes.
didn't wake up,
no.
So fortunately he didn't see it.
Oh yes, and I didn't tell him.
Once Mark and Chris have completed their tour, it's time for the Devlins to finally meet Mia and find out what she's discovered about their home.
Well, I've walked around your house and I came through the front door and thought I saw someone standing on the stairs. I looked again and there wasn't anybody there, so it was quite a shock, actually. So we got into the hallway and I'm trying to work out where I was going because there's been so many people in this house, they've had so many experiences that it's like a soup of emotions psychically. And I got pulled first of all to I'm on the first level, then into the front room. And then I went upstairs and got to the top and stood on the landing and thought, OK, it's all over the place, where do I want to go? Then I went left into the front bedroom where it's being decorated, you know, the 2 beds there. Now, this was quite heavy to me. So there's definitely been activity. We've had, especially sound and noise up there. It's a real noise place. And I thought I was finished, but then all of a sudden, no, go down again. And I went back down to the first level and there's like a small bedroom with a toilet and a basin there. And that was my sort of jackpot, really, because as I went in there, that's where someone's seen a figure. I absolutely knew, without doubt, somebody's been seen in here. So who's seen the figure in that little bedroom?
Karen saw something the other day.
I did actually notice the lady.
You're in the small bedroom?
Yeah, I thought it was his reflection in the mirror, so I asked him to move and it was still there, and there was like a mist down the side of the mirror. And to me, it just looked like a lady standing there.
Yeah.
Now that Mia knows that there has been a sighting in the back bedroom, she is keen to find out if there is any history associated with that room.
So, you know, what's the story?
A small child actually died in that room quite a long time ago. It was a long time before we ever had the property, so...
I think it's very interesting and sad that a child died in that bedroom. But it's very rare to get the spirit of a ghost stuck. It's almost like when children die, they seem to get this sort of gold card to go back. And it would only be if somebody else held them back, a parent or somebody had some connection with them that stopped them going over at the time of death, which would be, I hope we haven't got here, because that's a very heavy situation. You know, we're not going to say what it is. We're here to find out.
With this revelation, Mia has high expectations for the vigil to come.
I'm very, very excited about the vigil. Hope you don't lose your nerve. Hope you see it through. Looking forward to it.
One house, 3 experts, and 1 terrified family. Armed with the family's testimonies and evidence, the Haunted Homes investigation team aim to conduct a night-long vigil, held in the dead of night. This will give the experts the conditions they need to discover if there's a rational explanation or whether the cause lies in the supernatural. Our cameras will be filming throughout this experiment. As the time for the vigil gets closer, our 3 experts meet in the Winnebago to discuss their findings.
At the end of the day, you know, I'm not expecting to find any ghosts or any paranormal activity.
Do you agree that the people in the house are having experiences that are upsetting them?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, I never question... I mean, obviously, sometimes you think you're dealing with deliberate frauds. I have no reason to think that in this case at all. People have these weird experiences. It's what underlies it that's the interesting thing.
So we're agreed that the people living in this house are scared.
Yep.
What we disagree on is why.
Exactly.
So, with a consensus of sorts and the night drawing in, it's time for Mark to set up his cameras and EMF meter, a device that measures electronic fluctuations often associated with paranormal activity. After Mark's finished setting up, Chris does a spot check to make sure all the rooms are clear. Then he takes up his position in the Winnebago. As well as Mark's equipment, there are also fixed cameras positioned round the house. These have all been set up in locations where reports of paranormal activity have been greatest: the living room, the stairwell, and the back bedroom. Finally, the house is plunged into darkness so that the vigil can begin.
Right, come on in.
Mia leads the family to the living room, where they take up position and wait for the house to settle. After about 20 minutes, Karen thinks she hears a noise from upstairs.
What was that? It sounded like somebody had opened a door upstairs.
So Mia decides that she and the girls should leave the boys and discover the source of the noises.
Come on. It's definitely coming from upstairs, wasn't it?
It sounded like it was coming up from there, yeah.
They make their way to the very top of the house,
It definitely sounded...
to the attic room.
Okay. See if we can hear those noises again.
But once they've settled down, it seems that whatever made the noise has moved on.
They've lured us up here, and now it's almost like they're back downstairs again.
But then things start to happen.
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Is there anybody out there?
No. There's nobody out there.
Yeah, you hear it. There's got to be somebody out there on the landing, surely.
Sure, hold on.
Yeah, have a look now.
To go.
I don't want to be left in here. That's a fact.
No, absolutely no. Come on, then.
Despite Karen's reaction, the mics don't seem to be able to pick up any of the sounds. But then our mics do pick up something.
What was
Bloody
that?
hell was that?
Even Chris has heard it in the Winnebago.
That definitely was audible from here. I'm not sure we were able to figure out what that one was.
What in God's name was that? Oh, no, God, I'm really freaking out now. That was like somebody banging on a drum or something, wasn't it?
Get those boards, no wobble boards.
The first bit of the noise sounded like it was coming through the wall, and then it sounded like it was above us.
Yeah, it moved around, didn't it?
But above us is like a loft.
Mia decides it's time for a change of location. As soon as they go out on the stairs, there is a temperature fluctuation.
Oh, God. That is freezing.
That is absolutely freezing.
It was like, it was rushing at me, the air, just there.
Kind of cold air's coming from here.
That's the room that I saw the figure in.
Should we go in?
Yeah.
It seems that the cold draft is coming from the room where Lisa saw the figure leaning over her father.
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, who's that? There's got to be someone out there.
It actually does sound like it's coming from next door. Somewhere around this corner here.
She appears to be the more sensitive of the two sisters.
That's what I heard before, like the door rattling.
It's not in here, it's out there again.
It's on the landing. It is.
Can I have a look then?
No, I'm not looking. Mia.
Here, can I have a look?
There's nobody moving around out here.
Perplexed by their experiences upstairs, it's time to go back down to regroup and plan their next move.
Be quiet. Professor.
Mia decides that she will go out to the Winnebago to join Chris, while Mark and Lloyd venture upstairs, and the girls remain in the living room. Lloyd and Mark head straight for the attic room.
The atmosphere is always very heavy in here. The air just seems thicker, almost harder to breathe.
Despite the oppressive atmosphere, they feel nothing else and quickly move on.
This is the room we're interested in.
The next room to check out is the back bedroom, where Lloyd and Karen claim they saw a figure in the mirror just 2 nights ago.
I'm still getting a little feeling from that mirror over there in the corner. It just seems to me that there's more in it than there should be. It just seems as if too much is being reflected. And I'm going to stop looking at it now.
Mark and Lloyd move on again, while downstairs, the girls hear something in the hallway.
Who's that in the corridor? Oh, don't say that.
Mirror.
With the girls seemingly unable to avoid experiencing paranormal phenomena tonight, the boys are still patiently waiting upstairs. Mia takes the opportunity to rejoin the girls downstairs.
It's dark. Are you in here, girls? Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we go back down to the lounge and see if the girls have had anything happen?
Disappointed, the boys make their way downstairs. But on the way, they notice something amiss.
I'm fairly sure that door was closed when we came out.
This would have been closed as well.
Interesting that we've not heard a door open, though.
Having finally experienced something, Mark and Lloyd arrive in the living room, where Mia has come up with a plan for the next phase of the vigil.
I want somebody to go upstairs to the small room where the child died. And I need that person to be on their own with a camera, and the camera's already up there. Lisa.
Me?
Yeah.
No. Why are you picking me?
Because you're sensitive, and I think there's a good chance you're going to hear something. Will you do it?
OK.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So,
Must be mad.
Once again, the group splits up. Lisa heads for the back bedroom, while everyone else makes their way out to the Winnebago. The question now is, how long will she last by herself?
It's very quiet. I'm going to see if I can have a walk round. It's very spooky up here, on your own. This is just horrible. You can't expect someone to stay in here all on their own. I'm desperate to scream Mum, but I'm not going to because I'm brave.
Karen, do you reckon she's about to go? She's looking pretty petrified now, I think.
I'm going to sit in here, see if I can hear anything. But if I hear soldiers, I'm off. Oh!
She looks very scared now.
I have to say I'm quite concerned about her.
That's twice that bathroom door has like made a noise.
Look, I'm worried about her too,
Yeah,
so...
I think you should maybe go and rescue
Yeah, I'm going to
her.
go and see how she's doing, and then bring her down.
I think that's someone coming.
It's only me.
How long have I been in here?
You've done really well.
Have I?
Yeah. I only gave you like 10 minutes, but you absolutely cracked it. You ready to get out of here?
Yes.
You sure? Yes. OK, let's go.
Lisa seems to be the most sensitive family member and most likely to experience any phenomena. Although she was only in the room for 6 minutes, Mia views it as a huge achievement.
Hey.
Back in the Winnebago, Lisa reports on exactly what it was that she was hearing in the back bedroom.
I started to get an aircraft noise in my head and the sound of like a metal fire escape, somebody running down it, but not slowly, fast. And that's when I thought about running.
Looking forward to doing the clearing tomorrow. Well done, well done.
With the vigil over, Chris finally enters the house to see if he can experience any of the phenomena for himself.
This was the room that Lisa was in. Let's sit quietly for a minute or two, see if I can hear any of those noises. I'm obviously totally insensitive because it doesn't feel at all spooky to me in the least.
Chris moves on and makes himself comfortable in the father's bedroom, where a dark figure had been seen.
Mia's not done the clearing yet, so whatever's supposed to be in this house is still supposed to be here. So come out wherever you are. See if you can convince me. Sorry. This just doesn't feel spooky to me at all.
So despite everyone else's experiences, Chris can't feel anything. As dawn rapidly approaches, it's time for Mark to collect his equipment. He's certain that there were no visual phenomena during the night, but is keen to check his other recording devices.
I have set up some mini discs around the location, so I'll need to review that footage. We also had the EMF meter set up, so I need to review the video footage that I've got of this, see if we've had any EMF fluctuations. Could be some interesting stuff there.
The next day, the Devlins have had time to reflect on the night's events, and unsurprisingly, it's Lisa who has the most to say.
It wasn't too bad until the crew left the room and the house and I could hear the door gone. And then I thought, that's it, I'm on my own now. So that was when my heart started to race. I couldn't have stayed in there much longer. I think that was about my limit.
The only thing that we actually managed to hear from the Winnebago was when there was some kind of strange sound that was described as a wobble board, I think. Now, maybe we've actually got a ghost there who goes around with a wobble board. It'd make a bit of a change from rattling chains and so on, but I think there's probably some ordinary explanation.
When myself and Lloyd went into one of the bedrooms, I'm fairly sure that that door was closed. When we came back out, the door was actually open. So we need to review the footage for that as well to see if there is some foul play afoot or if it is a genuine paranormal experience.
Many people have claimed to have witnessed terrifying possessions of people, places, and also homes. Tonight, Mia claims she'll get rid of the Devlin's ghost in a clearing ceremony. Mia says she'll have to seek out, understand, and ultimately expel any spirits that may be present.
Whatever it is, bring it to this room.
It's time for the clearing to start.
Okay, ready? Yeah. Let's do it. Okay, I can see myself at the bottom of the stairs, going up. Just gone into the room we were in last night, the 2 beds. And I can see a man in there. And he's looking at me. I'm coming back out. I'm coming back out now. I'm coming down the stairs. He's coming down. And he's not following me down. He's gone into the bedroom.
Mia is talking about the back bedroom where the baby died.
I can see outlines of other people against the wall where the head of the bed goes. You've got like an opening, a doorway, a vortex.
Mia claims to have seen a vortex, a doorway between dimensions.
He's showing me soldiers playing cards, but it was after his time. Okay. Eric's telling me the room that the child died in, when she died, the emotion that was caused by her death opened up some sort of doorway. So you're having visitors coming through there, and I reckon that's your flying people. They were very happy, probably the last place they were happy, but that's not the haunting. Okay, I've just been told off by Eric because I'm going to lose him if I carry on talking to Eric.
Mia's spirit guide, Eric, has instructed her to focus on drawing the dark spirit into the living room so that the clearing can take place.
Okay.
Mia seems to have succeeded. Now she addresses the spirit directly.
What's your name? I think it's Edward. I think it's Edward. Edward? So I'm asking him why he's here. Because of his brother. He's looking for his brother. He's showing me like old-fashioned ledger books, you know, like keeping accounts.
Yeah.
So I think he thinks his brother's ripped him off. His brother took what was his.
Does he know how much he scares us?
Do you know how frustrated he is? just kneel down between the two of you.
It's not going to frighten me again, is it?
Oh. He just said sorry. First one I've had to say sorry for ages.
Oh.
He's getting angry again. He's not angry.
Suddenly, Mia is distracted by what she believes to be the figures of two of the military visitors.
I can't believe I'm seeing this. I'm seeing two guys in light, like biscuit-coloured shirts with sleeves rolled up. And they weren't meant to go. Things were switched at the last minute and they wouldn't have gone. That wall that backs on the back of the headboard is gone like liquid and they're going through. Okay.
The military visitors are leaving voluntarily.
Hold on. I'm going to send him over.
Edward, the dark figure, also takes his leave.
De profundus clamave ad te domini, domini exaudi vocium meam, fiant oras tuae, intendent...
Mia invokes a Latin prayer for the dead.
Iniquietibus aegis. Well, that was different. I had to split my brain into two halves and deal with two things going on at the same time. You certainly had an active house. I am very glad that's over with, and hopefully, no, I'm confident that the house should now be peaceful, and you'll feel the change quite quickly.
Thank you. Thanks, Mia.
Thank you. When the child died in that room, it caused an outpouring of grief and complete despair. And that is an energy in itself, and that energy somehow caused a door. And that door was being used.
I didn't really know what to do because Mia's explaining exactly where everything is, and you can't see it, but it's there.
I just thought, I've seen this man, and now Mia's talking to him. So that was quite strange, really. And then when she brought him between us, I thought, I hope she can get rid of him now.
I think time will tell. We'll have to wait and see whether he's gone on a permanent basis.
It's been a uniquely busy clearing for Mia, after she claims to have uncovered a vortex or doorway between this world and the next. In 2 weeks' time, our cameras will return to the Devlin home to see if the clearing ceremonies worked and if the doorway's been shut for good. 2 weeks later, and the Devlins seem a lot more relaxed.
House is drastically different from what it was.
We don't get any of the knocks and bangs and footsteps.
I don't get the sensation of being watched anymore, especially on the stairs where I used to get it. It's just normal now.
It was the back bedroom that Mia claimed held the vortex and where Lisa had such an ordeal. How does she feel returning there?
I was very anxious about coming in. I wasn't too sure whether the ghost had actually gone until I've sat in here and felt it for myself.
So do the Devlins feel that they've seen the last of Edward and their visiting soldiers?
Whatever was here has definitely gone, and it's a much nicer place to be now.
99.9% of the activity's left the house. There's still some things that happen, but I wouldn't put that down to supernatural activity. I'd put that down to things with rational explanation.
I just want to say to Mia, thank you. I'm really grateful for what she's done, and I love her.
So it's good news for the Devlin family. They no longer feel a ghostly presence is watching them. Like the Devlins, 1 in 4 of us say that if we lived in a haunted house, the spectre would have to go through a similar exorcising ritual. Haunted homes, it seems, may not just be the product of the Hollywood scriptwriters. Tonight's experience suggests that it could be happening next door to you. If you haven't lived in a haunted home yet, maybe one night you will. Sleep well.